Morning miners, and welcome back once again to the Feed the Bees Mindcrack server. It's Pakratt as always, here to deliver my bi-yearly update to what the heck I've been doing. Yeah, so here's the thing. I haven't been doing a whole lot of progress on my own base, so we're not going to stick here very long. What I've been mainly working on is way over that way, so we'll get there. So, welcome to Base Lag City. Again, we're still getting lots and lots of lag. Although the server has gotten significantly better, so I can actually record, although that wasn't why I wasn't recording, the lag is still bad enough for me to have to deal with it. The quarry is currently not running. I actually am trying to start it back up again right now. Actually, I was ignoring it for about 2 weeks, I think, and my supplies are just starting to dwindle to the point where I actually have to care. Because like I said, I haven't been building a whole lot of stuff for myself, so I haven't really needed anything. I've just basically been staring at something, trying to get it to work. But I did get things functioning a little bit. Basically, the only thing I've been really building is these managers, because I've been needing them. So they're kind of cool. Still working on them. They're kind of complex. So, oh man, what else have I done around here? Oh, here, let me go ahead and show you the penguin that showed up. I know everyone else has gotten penguins, but mine was one of the first, actually. Neb's got a hold of some transformation powder, I believe. Either that or Anders was messing around, and popped a penguin walked into my place. So, I kept him. I immediately quarantined him and put him in some ice. I figured out pretty early on that he actually likes to follow what was it? Fish? Yeah, he loves fish. So if I'll just toss one to him every once in a long while. But he's got a nice little pen here. It's kind of annoying that I can't add light because it'll melt the stupid thing, but he looks pretty content just in his little spot. Nice and cool. Like, that's probably the coolest place he's going to find in this area, so there you go. Now, I did do a little bit of automating of the ore processing. So this is new. This is just something I just added like yesterday, I think. Just with a new quarry, I wanted to be able to set it up and actually have it process something. Been kind of getting sick of just having gobs of ore that it's just not done yet. So I've also started changing out these half slabs to these things right here. What are they? Panels, I think. It's not because I think they look better. Covers, that's what they are, they're covers. It's not because I think they look better, although it does look kind of good having them nice and flat like that. It goes good with these things, but that's not why I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing it is because of stuff like, it's a bit of a walk to get around all this stuff, and we're going through all this lag, and I'm sorry, we won't be staying here long. It's because of this. You see, this wire for right here, and just sheep. We're gonna move a little bit this way again, but this wire and just about everything else does not like these slabs, but it does like this stuff. It does like the covers. That's because this is red power, and red power pretty much interacts with itself extremely well. So, I mean, if just to give you an idea, this right here, I can actually place the wires through this stuff, and that's kind of incredible to me. Because these are considered like blocks to just about everything else. But red power actually has made it so that you could actually use the covers and have this stuff going through them too. I mean, that's just, I know it's like duh, but tell me that anything else in Minecraft has actually thought of that. Because it hasn't. So, okay, so let's show you what I've actually been working on. Now, it's not the farm, I can tell you that. Although the farm has got, well, I guess we can go there real quick. Now, I remember one of the last things that we were talking about was the farm. So I might as well let you guys see a little bit of work that I did there. The first thing you're going to notice when we get up there is that that's not the farm. There's a new little outpost in the front of it for killing cows. This is before I knew that Nvidia had himself a little cow spawner. But I decided to make up a little quickie cow killer. How this works, it's actually kind of simple. It's not uber fast or anything like that. It's really good at making meat, not that good at making leather, which is the thing I actually wanted to make. But anybody who's actually seen my stuff on the regular server might have this look slightly familiar. I use something similar to this for corralling chickens in the top of the McGamer's place. How this works is, as long as there is at least 3 cows in here, there's a chance that 2 of the cows will be on those pressure plates and a 3rd cow will fall down there. It's not that great of a chance, but it makes it so that there's always going to be two animals in here that can breed. So all I gotta do is keep adding feed to this, and eventually they'll start pushing themselves down that hole and start killing themselves. At the bottom is, of course, a transposer, which will pick up the items and send it up here, and they get added. Now, the reason that there's 4 barrels is because I was going to add pigs over here too, but, well, first of all, I haven't found any pigs because there's none here. And second, I haven't needed them, so I haven't done it yet. I know that I don't need 4 for pigs because they just add one more thing. But I digress. I haven't done anything with chickens yet. Everyone else is doing stuff with animals too, so I haven't really bothered with that. What I did do is I did add that mini tank that you guys were talking about. So this is now the actual tank that is feeding into the rest of the engines down here. Excuse me, I got a sinus infection, so it's driving me crazy. I might be doing some weird sniffing and stuff like that. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is what's feeding into that engine and those engines. So if this empties, then this will stop. I think. No, but this will empty separately from this thing. This will only feed into this one if this one's full, which is the way it should be, because if this empties, or I don't know, you know what I mean. It's designed to keep it like from emptying without any recourse. So, is this thing emptying? Wow. We need to get more biomass being produced here, I guess. I mean, I know I've had an engine running, but I've had 1 engine running. That shouldn't be enough to drain this thing. I mean, what's going on now? We've had some issues with this thing not produce. What is going on? Why is it not getting stuff to feed? Yeah, I'm probably just going to have to start coming down here once in a while and start adding a bunch of saplings or something, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. We got a ton of them left over from before, so why did I? Yeah, I did hit that twice. There we go. And I did upgrade this thing too. You could tell these are all upgraded barrels, so they can all hold a heck of a lot more. And I did add something for potatoes and carrots. All I do for that is I can just go up here. Excuse me. I can just go up here and I can add them to this part here, and it'll just auto harvest them. It doesn't pay attention to whether or not it's wheat or not. It just auto harvests whatever it is. So that's just fine. I also added a void pipe, so when this thing fills up, we can set it up to have a void pipe here. I haven't actually turned it on because, well, we still got some stuff in here. Is that seed? I thought all seeds were being turned into something. Now wait hold on a second here. Where's the thing for seeds? I know he set up seeds for something. Ooh. Okay, someone's been screwing around in here. This might be our problem. What? Hummus. Oh. Hold on a second. Alright, I might have to do a little bit of repair work here. What on earth happened? Oh, okay. So I think this might be because Jim's needed seeds for something, so he probably sent them into that. Is this because... Is this what... Yeah, it was making plant mass. Okay, so he just wanted to do that. Okay, I guess that's fine. I mean, I'd rather have more plant mass coming into here, but that'll be fine. Okay, I've got this figured out now. So that's basically what's happened here. Not a whole lot at the farm, just a little bit of extra stuff. But what I've been working on is that. You'll see it more when we get closer, because it's pretty big. This is going to be the storage facility. It's going to hold all the basic design is to have it hold a good deal amount of whatever is needed in the game. And I want to be able to auto craft stuff so that it, like, if you need well, for instance, if you needed to get a bunch of stairs and you go in there and you grab the stairs, I want it to be able to auto craft more stairs. That's the general gist of the idea that I want to go with here. The problem is, I'm kind of at a standstill. See, this is a beautiful design. I could at least show you guys how this looks and my basic idea for the layout. Here's the basic gist of it. Here, first of all, you have over here, you have all the woods. Over here, you have all the different types of plants and vegetables and all that type of stuff. Right now I have torches in here because when I have stuff going into here, I don't want it to just start feeding randomly. I want to be able to tell it where to go. Also, when I turn this thing on, I don't want to send items to all these extra barrels when I want it to go to a chest instead. I want to... Excuse me one second. Oh man, this nose is driving me nuts. Okay. And over here we have colors. I haven't decided how I want to set this one up yet because I kind of want to have... those liquid colors next to it because that would look cool, but it would be pointless. Over there we have a lot of the basic blocks, like you have the cobble set up over here, and when I say the cobble setup, I want to have inside here landmarks. Yeah, that's not what I meant. Inside here I want to have stuff like the cobble slabs and cobble stairs and all that type of stuff, and I want to use Manager to auto feed into it to make sure that it's always stocked. Same thing with here. We have the bricks and we have the smooth stone, and in here I want to have the same thing going on. And then you just have other stuff down here. I'm thinking I might add other cobbles to this too, like the red cobble and the basalt cobble and all that stuff. Then you have the sands and you have the gravels and probably a few other basic blocks here. Clay and bricks and all the stuff that goes along with that. I'm trying to keep the ones that are going to need a lot of blocks to go with it. Like I'll have glass in here and the other types of glass and flint. And in this one, we'll have all the stuff that goes along with brick, which is a ton. All right, 1 second. Okay, back again. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose. Okay, so... But that's all just the basic stuff. Over here we have like the bad mobs, and you have the tech stuff like pistons, and I was thinking maybe glass. I'm not sure. This one's kind of confusing me actually. And you got ores and bars, wood stuff, so like all the steps and all the fences and all that stuff. By the way, all these chests I planned on not having as being chests, but like iron chests, so I could fiddle with them more. This one I couldn't decide on yet, so it's unassigned. And you have the friendly mobs. I haven't added this one totally yet. And, well, that's just basic stuff. That's the easy part. Now, how I wanted to do all the actual mods was I wanted to have aisles like this. You gotta picture this a little bit because it's still not finished for the actual setup. Each aisle is going to look like this. There's going to be an ender chest, maybe an ender chest, right here. That's going to be for this particular mod. And there's, what is it, like 12 different aisles here. So you have the end aisle, then you have one here, two, now let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 aisles in the front, and then they're duplicated in the back for size. And each one is going to have a particular mod that goes with it. This is the in between the aisle, of course. Like I'm going to have one for the red power stuff, and then one for the industrial craft, one for the build craft. and just have all the items that you could possibly need into here. Not going to have like the most advanced components for like industrial crap because that'd be ridiculous. I'm not going to have an entire barrel full of teleporters because dang, that's just not going to happen. But I can have the basic components for each one of them at least. Oh man, my nose is driving me crazy here. Hold on. Okay, sorry again. I'm so hoping that I wasn't making a bunch of really weird noises. I probably still might. I'm so sorry, guys. It's a sinus infection. There's nothing I can really do about it. But anyway, this is... I really like how this is designed because this does separate things out pretty well. And I actually figured out which mods should be really needed to be separated out and have enough items to actually need this. And I figured on 12 being pretty good. By the way, that back wall over there, I plan on extending out the basic blocks a little bit to possibly go down that way. I think I wanted to add Twilight Forest to the side. I'm not sure. But anyway, because that's like the only mod that I forgot to add. So, and then you have like nether stuff and end stuff, but blah, blah, blah. That's just sorting the items. This took a while. Just figuring out how, I actually was writing this out while I was sitting around waiting for stuff to happen at stuff like church and just thinking about it. This, by the way, this is all the foam, and I started coloring it in to what I wanted it to be. I planned on paneling the outside with red brick until I figured out red brick can't be paneled, which does kind of blow because that would have been really cool looking. We'll see what happens with that. I actually originally thought that you could paint both sides of the block. You can't. So this is the area below that's going to be doing all the sorting. So what do you notice about this? There's nothing here. You know why there's nothing here? Because I have no idea how I'm going to do this part. Okay, I have an idea. I lied. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I have a general gist of what I want to do. You saw up there, I have managers underneath a bunch of the stuff. I don't have nearly enough yet because I don't have enough managers to actually do this yet. They're kind of expensive to make. Here, let me just show you just how much stuff goes into making a manager. Okay, let's see. Manager right there. For a manager, you need a regulator, which requires the buffer, 2 buffers, an item detector, a bunch of red doped wafers. Then you still need a sorting machine, which alone is, well, actually, that's not that expensive. The sorter is not that ridiculously expensive. It's now when I say that they're expensive, they are kind of expensive just because of all the different components that go into this. But they're worth it, obviously. It's just it's tedious having to make all those various different parts and getting it all together. Like I said before, I haven't had my quarry running this whole time, so I don't have a ton of them. But I have been making some, and I haven't decided how I want to place them about. Not entirely. See, here's the thing. How do you sort this? See, there's mods that are okay. Let me just put this nice and simple. When I first started with Feed the Beast, one of the mods that I was looking forward to the most was Logistic Pipes, because Logistic Pipes is an incredible mod that has a ton of functionality. It's actually taking Buildcraft pipes and making them smarter than these suckers. I mean, a lot smarter than the tubes. What it does is it makes it so that you can tell it to go to a autocrafter, build the thing, then pull it back out and take it to another autocrafter and build that and come it back out. And the request pipes that come along with it. You know how these have requesters and all that stuff? The one that comes with Logistic Pipes is very, very good. It's frankly, I could probably just set up one at the beginning here and have it just monitor all of this and have it all come to. But well, you could do that with the red power one too, but you know what I mean. It's really good. Guess what we don't have? Yeah, we don't have logistic pipes. So one of the reasons I've been taking so long on this thing is because I was really, really hoping it would update. See, that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for, I think his name is Craft. Yeah. Great modder. He turned Buildcraft pipes into something of genius. They're like computerized piping. And they are awesome, but he doesn't have it updated yet, so it is not in the Feed the Beast pack. They don't even have a version of it that they can even use. I actually just checked with them today. So that leaves me with some very interesting options, and I've come up with some. That one over there is one of the options that I have. I was showing Jim's that earlier. This is kind of a cool little device. Well, hold on. Let's see if I can give a general idea of what this thing does. Though I'm planning on showing you it in a creative mode too. But this is a general idea of what we need to do. Let's say we need to have a bunch of oak wood slabs somewhere. Okay, so we have the red power tubes that are going to be feeding into a barrel for the oak slabs, or into a manager that's managing that there's going to be oak slabs in a particular chest. So, but we still need to auto-craft them. So we have to have managers that are going to come along and craft these suckers. Now, I can't just tell it to do this every time. I need it to be able to do it itself. So that's what this does. Just by putting that wood into here, you'll start see what it can do. It'll actually take 3 wood at a time. Managers are kind of weird. They take a bunch of wood and then send the stuff they're not using back again. And it'll craft it in here, then it'll send it right back out again. What it's doing is it's taking them, it's crafting them in this one because it's pulling 3 wood, and it's pulling them over to this one because this is where it can store them. So that's just one general idea. Okay, this is one. I gotta show you guys all the things that there's so many possible. I really need your guys' feedback on this one because I am so stumped on how to turn this thing into something functional. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute when I get into creative. Okay, welcome back, guys. This would be my creative world where I do a lot of my testing and stuff like that. This is where I originally figured out how to. And by the way, frame rate is of course back down again. The reason it's down is because I have to turn off Optifine in order to do this. I might try and play with that a little bit here. Can I just change it so that the render distance is like tiny? Maybe they'll make it go up a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, we're going to try that. Okay, it's where I basically designed my first sorting system so that I could figure out how things work. It's not what I used, but it is where I learned a lot. So this is where I've been testing out how to autocraft stuff. Let's go through the things that I've figured out so far. Okay, first of all, what I tried to originally do was use project tables. The problem is project tables are kind of problematic. You see, project tables, if you try to hook up anything to pull stuff out of it, they don't pull out the items that are crafted. If I put this in there, it's not going to pull that out. It's going to pull out the gold ingot, or it's going to pull out the brass ingots, or the glass, or something like that. It will not pull out the gold nugget. See, the person who makes Red Power doesn't want to make this an auto crafting table. I guess it's been specifically said by her that she does not want that. So that's out. That's a shame. By the way, I was thinking about maybe possibly using these and putting recipes in here and just pumping items into it. So that is one possibility. And that would function pretty well. That would also work pretty good with a manager because a manager could control the stuff down here pretty easily. That would mean, though, that the things that are in here could only be the stuff that's that the recipe can provide down here, which would be interesting. That is one possibility. So that's one. Possibility number 2, we have auto crafting tables. Okay, auto crafting tables are pretty handy in this. what we could see, I'll be actually using pistons as the example for how to do this, because pistons are a really good example of an annoying recipe to make all the time. And I love using it as an example of something to use. It's something that everybody knows how to make, but everybody hates making. So that's what we're going to be using throughout this experiment. And determining how easy it is to make a piston using this thing determines how effective of an auto crafting ability it is. So here's the next possibility. The next possibility is to use an auto crafting table using managers. Now, of course, I'm planning on using managers for everything, because it's very easy to use managers to control stuff up top, and I think that's going to be important, because let's say that this is where the person's going to be accessing it. I need it to be able to, well, I'm probably not going to be using diamond chest for everything, but you get the general idea. It's going to be very easy to basically make it so that the manager controls when items are taken out, because that's one of my biggest issues, is how people are going to interact with it. And the best thing I could think of is managers to manage the block at the end, be it the block or be it the chest, or be it a barrel, or whatever it is. It's kind of important for it to be the manager. Unless someone else has a better idea, that's what I'm going to go with. By the way, that's one of the things I'm doing here. I want ideas if you guys have them that I don't. So that's 2. But this, like I said, this is number 2. Auto crafting table set up so that the manager is controlling the stuff that goes in the inventory next to the auto crafting table. Once stuff goes in there from managers below here, which will be supplying items to the manager over here. One of them is actually the manager over here for the cobble, because there's what, 5 ingredients? Is it? No, 4 ingredients. So you have the cobble over there, and then these over here, and it provides them into here. And the way it's going to work is whenever an item comes out of here, it auto-detects that I just took an item out, and then this one over here takes an item out of this chest. And this chest, which is full of everything in all the slots except for this one, will basically tell this pipe right here that there's room in my inventory, so send a signal. When it sends a signal, it sends a message to this one right here that will send a signal to this to turn on. We'll send a signal to this to craft it and pull it out and go over here. The reason I have it set up like this is because I also want to detect if the pipe is full. I don't want it to be sending like... I see, buildcraft pipes can be annoying in the fact that they like to just oversend everything. And I wanted to be able to make it so that they didn't. So if I do it like this, I could tell it if the pipe is empty, then you could send an energy pulse. If it's not empty, then don't send an item. So that's why I have it set up to 2. Otherwise, I would have it going directly from this straight into the chest here. But doing it like this, it could control it pretty well. You could see right here, as it needs items, it will be pulling the items out from down here. And they'll be... get back in the air again. Come on, game. Be nice. We're not that lagged. I guess we are. Okay, but you can still see what's going on. It's pulling the items directly out of here and sending them over to the managers. Now, you'll notice that one of the most annoying things about the managers is that it likes... See, managers are actually pretty derpy. What a manager does is, if it needs... here, let's take a look inside this one, see if I can get in here. If it needs 64 cobble at all times, and I use like 4 to make a piston, it will ask for 4 cobble, and 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 4 cobble. And it'll just keep asking for it until 4 cobble shows up. Now, when all the rest of the stacks of 4 cobble show up, it says, oh, you know, I don't need it anymore, get rid of it. And it just sends it back again. So it likes to just kind of overdo everything. You could see what it's going through to refill the pistons that I just took. What did I just take? Like 24? And it's still making them. So this method is kind of slow because of the way that the buildcraft pipes work over here. That's its current disadvantage. It's also kind of bulky for their initial setup. Once I have the initial setup set up, this isn't so bad, because this will feed into not just things to make pistons, but I'll have barrels or whatnot set up for all the basic ingredients in general, and it could feed into all of them at the same time, because the managers communicate with each other pretty well. So advantages and disadvantages, but it works. And also with this manager here, it doesn't have to be just pistons. I can tell it to manage more than that. I can tell it to manage this many different items at the same time, and anywhere that they're being crafted, anywhere could feed into this one. So, and that's just going to be a theme for everything that we're doing here. So that's option number 2. Option number 3, factorization craft packets and all that such. Option number 4, and I kind of like this one. This one's actually kind of cool. Option number 4 is the assembly work. Actually, it's not assembly workbench. I don't know why it says that. This is advanced auto crafting table. It's got an interesting glitch with the UI where it says assembly bench. I remember reading that somewhere. Now, this one works kind of a little bit different. It's similar to this one, but not really. The reason that it's similar but not really is because this one overcomes a problem that we have. Oh, I forgot to mention one of the problems with this. The reason that I don't have a manager set up to this is Red Power and Buildcraft don't like to communicate very well together. So if I set up a manager here, it will not pull out the item that is crafted. It will still pull out these. Same thing as if I was going to connect up anything to the project table, it does something similar over here. It can't see this. Even if I set up a filter to only pull out this, it can't find it. It's like this item doesn't exist yet, so it doesn't use it. Okay, but anyway, back over to here. Option number, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Option number 4 is the advanced auto crafting table. Now this should look kind of familiar if you've never even seen one before. It's probably looks a lot like something you've seen a lot of, an assembly table. That's because this is actually very similar to the assembly table, in the fact that it has to use lasers to work. Which should make you say right now, why on earth would I want an assembly table or to be my auto crafting table? Those things like to suck out power like crazy. Well, these kind of do. Not really, though. It takes about, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this because this is kind of hiding it, but this one takes about 500 MJ to craft a single item. But how I have it set up right now is it pumps them out pretty quickly. Okay, let's take a look at the end game thing here. I don't even know why I did it like that. We don't need to use the levers. Let's just go ahead and pull those out of here, because we don't have to do it like that anymore. I don't remember why I did that. Okay, and we'll just pull those out of there. Okay, so I was wondering why my levers got dipped in number. I thought you had 64 to start. I didn't even know where I put them. Okay, so now this one, like I said, works kind of similarly. We're just gonna pull out 16, and we'll watch what it does here. So this one, the auto crafting table will automatically craft the stuff, and it does it really fast too. I think right now, no, it's not stopped because of that. Why is it stopped? Does this have a limit? I don't remember. Did it already craft it? This thing is just, it's a very strange design setup for this part. Okay, I'm just going to try something here. We're just going to pull out ones here and see if it'll start. Why aren't you crafting this? What's the matter with you? Are you missing a component? You're missing the iron. Why aren't you giving him an iron? You have iron. Yeah, this manager is kind of derpy. I don't know what's going on with this one. Okay, that seems to always correct it when I do that. Okay, there it goes. All right. So now it's going to start crafting again. I'm hoping that when I actually put this together, the managers that I set up over there aren't acting like that, because they'll only be controlling one item at the time. So that shouldn't happen anymore. But you'll see how fast this thing pumps them out. It uses 500 per, but if I have a battery of lasers set up on a wall and I set it up right, it'll craft them pretty dang quick. As long as it keeps feeding them items to work with, it pumps them out pretty fast. Yeah, you're going to get the general idea here. And it does, while it uses 500 MJ to actually put it together, it doesn't seem to overtax the lasers that I have set up here that much. I do have a lot of MJs coming in here right now, and obviously because right now I have these things all set to max. But I could probably turn this down, and it might still work pretty well. I actually did that one that I showed you back on the server was just one laser set up with one bio engine, and it runs pretty decent. It doesn't like pump them out like crazy, but it runs pretty well. So this is a viable option. Plus, once you start using this in general, I think it works a lot better if you just have that wall of lasers. So this could work. The thing is that it does still use the lasers, and it does use the managers in a very strange way. My problem is that the managers seem to like to derp up. You saw that one. Let's just turn the light back on here. It likes to turn off on me. The managers do sometimes derp up, and it does kind of make me nervous with that. Oh, I never did. Here, let me just tell you why we're using this thing. The reason that this works and that doesn't work, and that project table does not work, is very, very simple. And this is the key component to why the advanced workbench is so important. See, everything else in this setup, they all use regular items for their recipe. This, on the other hand, does not. These are ghost items. If I try to pull one of these out, it's not actually being pulled out. It's not an actual item. And that is very important, because that means this manager cannot pull these items out. It can only pull out the items that it can find in this inventory here. So that means that when it makes these things and it puts them back in this inventory, it can find them. So that is very good. That's very important, and that's what I like about this setup. And I can't fly again. Okay, so that's option number 4. Option number 5, electric crafting tables. No. Option number 6. Option number 6 I don't even have set up, actually. I came up with this one later on. What I'm thinking might be a good idea is to have something like this, except instead of using a manager, use a retriever. See, let's see if I can get a retriever going here. We can try this on the fly, maybe. Okay, come on. I think it's a retriever. I probably got the name wrong, knowing me. Okay. See, a retriever is kind of unique in how it functions. Let's see if we can just set this sucker up. Is that in? No, that's in. Okay. Now we would need to connect this up to that line over there, I think. Yeah. Okay. Essentially, what you can do is you could take this and you can set it up with a Buildcraft pipe that's going to monitor if there's any items in this inventory here. So when they need to get pulled out by this manager or from another retriever or something like that, you use the Buildcraft pipe to send out a redstone signal, which will put a redstone signal up to this retriever. And when a retriever receives a redstone signal, it pulls the items out. And we can put in this, we can put inside this thing, we could put in the exact number that you need for a 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1 and 1. We could put in here the exact amount of items that you need to make the piston, and we can tell it every time that you receive that signal, go ahead and pump out those items from wherever they are in the system and put them into here. That way, every time that somebody pulls out an item here, it should be good to go. Now, this does have its difficulties. Now, you could just tell it, instead of just pulling out like 4, 1, 3, and 1, you could tell it to pull out like 4 stacks of cobble, 3 stacks of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 stack of iron, 1 stack of redstone, and that would be enough to make a whole stack of pistons. So if somebody pulls out a stack of pistons, it should be able to craft them all at the same time. And just have this detect whether or not this inventory is empty and just pull all of them at once. And that could work pretty well. The problem with this one is that I have not tested it. That's basically my only problem with it right now. But I think it could work pretty good. The reason it could work good is because it would eliminate these. The managers would be pointless. What it would do is it would make it so that I can connect this directly up to this line here, like so, and I can take this one out right here and connect up the retriever like so, and then connect up. Hold on, we got to get rid of those items because that's just going to lag me out further. We don't need that. Just get rid of all that. And we just connect up a button that's going to send out a signal for the fact that you need pistons right up here. We don't have a button, so we're just going to go like that and tell it, send me a piston. And every time that we pull this lever here that I haven't placed yet, it will pull a piston out of there, and it'll pop it in this one right here. So, and every time that you pull out enough pistons, let's go ahead. Yeah, we can. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to finish this up a little bit so you can actually see it, because I kind of want to see it too. So, be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Blew up example number 3 and 5. And I've played around with this a little bit. Hold on, let me just clear out a little bit so I can fix that. Yeah, I hit it accidentally at some point while building this. Okay, so I got this set up, and there's a couple problems with it. First of all, the very first problem that I had was this doesn't seem to work the way that I thought it did. A retriever, I thought in this mode it would just pull all these items. It does not. It pulls random items. Instead of pulling all these items, it just pulls them at random. In this mode, it pulls them one at a time. Now, that wouldn't be that big of an issue to me, because what I could do is I could just take this whole design and move it so it's like right here, and get rid of this, and then I could take, what is that? Oh, I know what that is. That was the electric crafting table that I just blew the crap out of. I could take it like this and then go here, and I need one of those. So we're gonna make ourselves some more room again. Not what I meant. There we go. Surprised to let me do that. And put that so that this will emit a signal when it's on. No, wait. A redstone signal like that. And then we set this up like so that when the inventory is empty or something like that, it stops the signal. Right now it's just pumping crap out. I don't want it to pump crap out. Stop pumping crap out. And it will just, okay, there we go, it stopped. Now what it's going to do is it's going to pull a bunch of items up here, and as soon as there's items in the inventory again, it's just going to start going again. But so inventory empty, red pipe signal. So I want this to be reversed. There we go. And I can set it up like that, and just basically try and set it up so that when the inventory is set up properly, it will send out the signal. But that is not the issue. This would be the big issue. You see, the the advanced crafting table will automatically send its items out to a build craft pipe that's adjacent to it. So instead of it storing the pistons inside it, it's going to send it to the one that I'm just trying to use to monitor its signal and throw them on the ground. Yeah. Now, this would be, you know what, hold on, let me see if I could fix this. I just thought of something that I might be able to do to fix it. What if I do that? Then what do you do? what are you going to do? You're going to turn it around and put it back in, because that's kind of what I want you to do. It's kind of derpy, but it might work. Okay. See, the reason I want to do it like that, we're going to have to... That's how I hit that last time. The reason I wanted it to do that, like that, is because I will need to have it be able to connect, store the pistons in here, because the only time I want it to have a signal is when it's completely out of items, including the pistons. When the pistons are gone, then I want it to send a signal to this thing to turn that thing on to send the items over here. Unfortunately, until I could figure out how to set up this retriever to send all its items at once, or to make it so that it only sends out a specific number of items or something like that, I can't figure this one out. This one would be kind of ideal because I like using the retrievers. They only pull one stack at a time, unlike the managers, which like to pull dozens of them. And the longer the distance is, the more stuff that's just going to be going around all over the place and lagging the server with the items everywhere. So these are the possibilities. This is number 7, and I don't know. It might be functional if you set it up so that every single item that you're going to need in the crafting recipe each has a retriever, I guess. Unless a retriever can be set up to do what I don't think it can do, which is send all the items at once. But if it can, we're golden. If we can't, we can't. So, unless I'm going to put my actual building of the project on hold until I get some feedback from you guys, because I'm hoping that maybe you guys know something that I don't. I can't think of any other possibility. It's either that's possibility number 7. There is one other possibility. Option number 8 is to wait. Wait to see if Craft can come up with a logistics pipes update that we could put on Feed the Beast. And if we do that, then I could just use that thing like absolutely crazy, because that thing, oh, I am just dying to play with. I am dying to play with Craft's pipes and all that stuff, and have some fun and be able to build that way, because it's so much easier. It's one of the things I've been looking forward to. One more thing before I go, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna wait to work on this project and work on stuff in my own house until I get some feedback from you guys. But until then, let me just make one more slight disclaimer. The factorization thing, I know I just blew up the crap packet thing and kind of mocked the electric crafting table. Honestly, I'll mock the electric crafting table. That thing sucks. But the factorization thing, honestly, I kind of like the system if it was the only system available. It feels very vanilla to me, and that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, there's many other systems available, and it does have its derpiness. And I just want to make sure that I'm clear that to the factorization mod, it is a cool mod for everything except the factorization. For instance, it's got the barrels, it's got the pocket crafting table, it's got this, that, and the other thing. Factorization is pretty cool. Just not these things. Although, I gotta admit, there is one thing that I do love about these things. Anytime you put an item in them, it automatically tries to craft them as a single item. So, for instance, if I was going to put a log in there, hold on, clear. If I was going to put a log, just get out of my way, log, there. If I put these in here, it'll automatically start crafting them into oak wood planks, which is very handy for the system, because that means I don't have to deal with this for simple crafting. I could just pipe items into that and have it pull it right back out again. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I just want to make sure that you guys know I don't hate the craft packets. Well, I do hate the craft packets, but I don't hate the factorization mod. It's an actual really cool mod. Just not for this. Not for all this stuff over here. So that's it for me right now, guys. I'm going to get back to the server and see if I could do some actual stuff there to upgrade my own things. As far as this, I guess we'll get back to this. You guys have a good one.